Once upon a time, in a small, quiet village tucked away beneath tall, snow-covered mountains, there stood a snowman named Frostheart. He wasn't like any ordinary snowman. Frostheart was special because he had a heart made of snow that sparkled in the moonlight, but his heart was also full of longing and dreams. It was Christmas Eve, the most magical night of the year. The village was alive with excitement, and the air felt like a soft, snowy blanket wrapped around the world. Children were playing outside, their laughter echoing through the village as they built snow forts, snowmen, and had snowball fights. Even the animals joined in on the fun, their tails wagging as they hopped and played in the soft snow. Everywhere you looked, there was joy, as if the entire world was celebrating the magic of the season. The village streets were lined with twinkling lights that hung from every tree and house. People hurried from shop to shop, carrying bundles of gifts wrapped with shiny paper and bright ribbons. Some were exchanging hugs, while others sang carols with voices full of cheer. Inside the cozy homes, families were busy putting up the last of their decorations. Evergreen wreaths adorned the doors, and brightly colored candles flickered on windowsills. The smell of gingerbread cookies filled the air, and the sound of laughter and happiness echoed throughout the village. But amidst all this joy and warmth, Frostheart stood alone in the village square, watching through frosted windows. He had never spent Christmas with a family. Every year, he watched from a distance as families gathered around their fireplaces, sharing stories, laughter, and love. It made his heart ache with a feeling he couldn't quite explain. He had no family, no warm home to go to, and no one to share Christmas with. Yet, despite his solitude, he always felt a sense of hope. That night, as the stars twinkled in the cold, dark sky, Frostheart stood by the frozen lake, gazing up at the bright moon. He could feel the magic in the air. He closed his button eyes, the only part of him that wasn't made of snow, and made a wish, a simple but deeply heartfelt wish. "I wish," Frostheart thought to himself, "that I could walk. I wish that one Christmas I could go inside a home, knock on a door, and be part of the Christmas magic. I want to feel what it's like to be surrounded by warmth and love." Frostheart's wish was so pure, so filled with hope, that something magical happened. As he stood there with his wish in his heart, the snow around him seemed to sparkle even more brightly, and a gentle breeze blew through the trees. For the first time in his life, Frostheart felt something shift within him. He could feel the magic of Christmas working in ways he had never imagined before. The next morning, as the first light of Christmas Day shone on the village, Frostheart woke up to something incredible. He looked down at his snow-covered body and realized that he could move. His arms and legs were no longer stiff. He could bend and stretch, and most amazing of all, he could walk. His heart swelled with excitement. Without a moment's hesitation, he began to move. He shuffled through the snow, his footsteps light and happy. The snow sparkled under his feet as he ran through the village, filled with joy at the chance to finally be a part of something. He had never been able to walk before, and now he was experiencing something so wonderful, something he had always dreamed of. Frostheart's excitement led him to the nearest house. He stood before it, a little nervous but filled with hope. He raised his snow-covered hand and knocked on the door. He waited. Moments later, the door opened, and there stood a young girl with bright eyes and a warm smile. She gasped in surprise at the sight of Frostheart standing there in the snow. "Hello," the little girl said with a giggle. "Who are you?" "I'm Frostheart," he replied, his voice soft but full of warmth. "I've always watched families celebrate Christmas from the outside, but this year I wish to be a part of it. Could I come inside and join you for Christmas?" The little girl's eyes grew wide with wonder, and without hesitation, she took Frostheart's hand and invited him inside. The warmth from the house enveloped him as he stepped over the threshold. For the first time in his life, Frostheart was inside a home, surrounded by warmth, love, and the joyful spirit of Christmas. Inside, a cozy fire crackled in the hearth. The room smelled of cinnamon and pine, and the Christmas tree stood proudly in the corner, adorned with shiny ornaments, twinkling lights, and colorful ribbons. The little girl's family gathered around, her parents, siblings, and a few friends, all sharing stories and laughing together. There was music and everyone was happy. As Frostheart sat by the fire, he felt a warmth spread through him. The love in the room filled him with happiness. It was everything he had wished for and more. For the first time, Frostheart understood the true meaning of Christmas, the joy of being surrounded by loved ones, and the happiness of sharing those moments together. But as the evening wore on, Frostheart began to feel something he hadn't expected, a deep sense of sadness. He knew that his time in this magical form was limited. He could feel the warmth of the fire and the love in the room, but he also knew that soon he would begin to melt away. He couldn't stay forever, and this beautiful moment would come to an end. Still, Frostheart cherished every second. He smiled as he looked at the little girl, knowing that this Christmas was a gift he would carry in his heart forever. As the night passed, the fire began to die down, and Frostheart's snow body started to soften and melt. He knew his time was running out. The little girl noticed that Frostheart was beginning to melt. Her heart sank, but she didn't feel sad. She understood that Frostheart had brought something special into their home, a magic that would stay with them forever. As Frostheart slowly melted away, something extraordinary happened. A small wooden heart appeared inside him. It wasn't made of snow, but of smooth, polished wood. The little girl gently picked up the wooden heart and placed it on the top of the Christmas tree. She stepped back, and as she did, the heart began to glow. It was a soft, warm golden light that filled the entire room. The light was gentle but bright, and it made everyone smile. The family watched in awe as the wooden heart continued to glow, filling the room with a sense of peace and love. The magic of Frostheart's spirit lived on in that heart, reminding them that even though people and things might change, the love and memories they create together would last forever. And so, the wooden heart became a part of their Christmas tradition. Every year, they would place the heart on top of the tree, and every year, it would glow brightly, reminding them of Frostheart's visit and the magic of Christmas. It was a symbol of the love, kindness, and warmth they carried in their hearts, no matter what. The little girl grew up, and so did her family. But every year, the wooden heart glowed at Christmas time, and they would gather around it, remembering Frostheart and the special Christmas they had shared. The heart was more than just an ornament. It was a reminder that special people always have a special place in your heart, and that love never fades, no matter how much time passes. And so, every Christmas they would say, "Merry Christmas to you and to all the special people we carry with us in our memories," and with those words, they would remember Frostheart, the snowman with the heart full of love.